Dígame dónde lo quiere. Acá. Ahí están conectados. ¿Me puede informar?
Hello, everyone. My name is Monica. Welcome, everyone. You're early, so we're going to take advantage of this time. So you can go to Edmodo and register in our class. We have a virtual class in Edmodo where you can find all the materials for the last 3 sessions. Also, if you want to watch the previous workshops, you can visit the United States Embassy YouTube channel and you will find them there. Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. This is Monica again. We are going to start in about 3 minutes. We invite everyone to join our class in Edmodo. If you want your certificates at the end of this workshop, you will have to go to our Edmodo class and join us with the code WAWP75. If you want to also watch the previous workshops, you can go to the United States Embassy Panama YouTube page and you will find them all. Thank you very much. We're going to start shortly.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Can you see me? No? Let's see if I can spotlight myself. Okay. Hi, can you see me?
Yes, perfectly.
Yes. Okay, nice. Thank you. Okay, welcome to this session of digital skills for English teachers, where we like to welcome you and we really value your perseverance. This is our 4th workshop.
Yes.
And we like to invite you to our next sessions. Excuse me, there's some feedback here. Let me fix it. Okay, now it's fine. I'm sorry. Yeah, technical problems. Yeah, as I said, this is our 4th session. So we are really excited to have you here. I've been texting some information on the chat room for both Zoom and YouTube. Remember that we are broadcasting in two channels. We are using Zoom, and at the same time we are using YouTube. So feel free to ask questions in either one of the two channels. We really appreciate that. Today's session is strategies for enhancing teacher motivation and performance in the online environment. Yeah, we all know that this new situation poses some challenges for people, especially when it comes to the personal relationship, the personalized environment that should exist in every classroom. So given the fact that the online environment is here to stay, yeah, we'd like to touch on that topic and see which strategies we can use to enhance the learning in this environment. In the same way, we like to go over the calendar. Yeah, today is August 3rd. Yeah, tomorrow we don't have a live session. We have asynchronous sessions. That's why I posted some information in the chat room, information about Edmodo. Yeah, so please follow those steps to join the Edmodo class. It's just as simple as creating an account on Edmodo and logging in, and then using the code that you can see here, YAYP75. In addition, on Wednesday, we have another live session via Zoom and YouTube. On Thursday, we're gonna have an asynchronous session. And on Friday, we're gonna have our last session. Asynchronous, by the way, means that you don't have to be connected at the same time. So you can connect based on your discretion and based on your time availability. So feel free to join Edmodo. We're gonna be posting information about how to log in along the way during this session. So, well, that being said, thank you so much. I don't know, Monica, if you got anything else to add. Monica? No? Well, that's it on my end. So let's welcome our presenter, Annalise. Annalise, you're here with us, right?
I'm here.
Great, phenomenal. All right, the screen is all yours.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome. And this is our third time together. And so I'd like to share my screen and kind of move forward here. So we're going to look at the presentation today. It's loading up here, and hopefully we'll be able to see it clearly in a little while. There it is. Okay, so the presentation today is about learning and motivation. So it is online learning and teaching and motivation. And we're going to be looking specifically at this issue of motivation and engagement. And we're looking at teachers, but we're also looking at students, because ultimately as teachers, we want to have our students be engaged. So let's get started. So our content today is, I'm going to greet you and give you a little bit of information. And then we have the overview, which I think we just looked at with Juan Carlos. And then we're going to get started with motivation and learning online. So this is our fourth workshop. We had 3 workshops last week, and I'm really excited to continue with you this week. I wanted to say that it is truly a privilege to be able to share this time together and have your ideas come to me and for me to share my ideas with you. So thank you for tuning in and listening and sharing your ideas too. This is me, by the way, at the Museum of Natural History in Washington, DC. This was 2 weeks before everything shut down in March. I was presenting at a first-year experience conference there. So it was my last time that I got to travel and not be in quarantine. I want to show you a little bit about me each time. This is how I teach. I share information, and hopefully you can have a sense of who I am. If you were in a Zoom classroom always, I would get to know you as well, and you would share some of your passion. So you can just see a few pictures, things that I am very passionate about. Of course, my family, teaching, nature, traveling. I love flowers, and also social justice. So that's a little bit about me. I would love to pause here and hear about you, but I think that since we have quite a few people, it would probably be hard to hear from enough of you to justify using that time. I do like to model what we do in class, and so this would be an optimal time if you were in class to do that. So here's our 2-week overview from our calendar. I won't go over it because you can see it's been posted. Other than to say, I'm really looking forward to the next 2 workshops. The classroom management workshop will give me a chance to kind of dig a little bit deeper into the structure and the managing of online classes. And the last one is all about feedback and assessment, which are
Sorry about these technical difficulties. Afraid Alice froze up.
okay. I stopped sharing my screen. Maybe she's having a challenge. It's a Screencast-O-Matic clip, by the way, and I use these all the time in my online course. The clip is just to say, come on into the course.
Sorry, my internet is giving me some problems, but I have the clip right here. Oh, wait, I didn't share the audio. I'm very sorry.
It's okay. And I'm going to talk with you today in our online workshop about a very important topic that concerns all of us all throughout our lives. It's about motivation. But today's topic about motivation is going to really hone in on motivation with our students in our online classes. So before we get started, I want to ask you a few questions. What motivates you as a student? What motivates your students? So would something like this, some candy, motivate your students? What about some opportunities to do some really enjoyable things, like artwork here? This is a picture from my 9-year-old. So here are some flowers. Okay, good. That's good.
Just 1 second, please.
Okay, it was supposed to end there. I think it's supposed to end. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm afraid Monica is experiencing some technical issues.
Okay, can you see my screen?
No, we can't. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I'll share it again. Now can you see it?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so this clip was one of my quick clips that I use at the beginning of a class or a week just to kind of draw students' attention in. And the end of it, I kind of ended abruptly. I'm not sure if it ended abruptly there when I talked about flowers, but I left it kind of with that abrupt ending because I wanted to demonstrate that sometimes these clips are not professional. They are novice clips, and that's okay. As long as students can see them and hear them and understand them, they don't have to always be fine. They can be a little wobbly or a little short. It's okay. So that was one thing I wanted to add. But the clip was introducing you to start thinking about what motivates your students, what motivates you as a student, what motivates you as a teacher. And I asked, simple things like candy or having a hobby, some sort of a reward system. So we'll come back to that as we go today, this idea that there's some carrot that does a little bit of the motivational work for us. So that's why we have the carrot here. So today's focus is on learning and motivation online. So we're going to look at this sort of big picture, learning and motivation for students, learning and motivation for teachers, the picture of learning and motivation in general. So we're going to look a little bit at a review. I have a couple of review slides. And then we're going to look at specifically English language learners motivation, and then developing student motivation in general, some pedagogical designs to enhance motivation and something I use in a parallel way, engagement. And then maybe something that is either new or not always so integrated, and that's the socio-emotional learning and motivation piece that I think is very important in the online environment. We'll have a little snapshot of teacher motivation and teacher well-being. And then I have some online activities that I'm doing in two ways. I have some at the end, and then I have some that in a little school students, but something that's either fun or relaxing or sort of changes. So that's our schedule. So we're going to look at this. I put this up from yesterday. I went in and I got the numbers, and I did this for a specific purpose. This workshop is online because of coronavirus. And you're learning these new things because of the virus. So I wanted us to keep in mind that this is a very unusual time. I don't think anyone forgets that, but I put the numbers up. So I do have a question here. I'd like to pause for just a moment, and maybe if Monica or Juan Carlos could help maybe 2 or 3 people, or even Monica and Juan Carlos, talk a little bit about how your life has been impacted. And so this is a moment to kind of connect on a more personal level. Some people's lives have been very impacted. As teachers, our lives have been intensely impacted. So I wanted to hear from a couple of people for this, if anyone wants to comment.
Okay, let's give an opportunity to our attendees. The people on Zoom, they can, I can unmute them so that you can share your experience. And the people on YouTube can do it via the chat room, and I'll be more than glad to read your experiences. So any volunteers?
Oops.
Annalise, can you please repeat the instructions? Some people are asking.
Question, can everyone see the screen? It's how has your life been impacted by COVID? Impacted or changed by COVID, by coronavirus, the pandemic?
Okay, any volunteers? I'd be more than glad to unmute you. You can raise your hand.
I see 2 participants with raised hands here.
Let me see if I can find them. Sorry, I cannot see their hands. I don't know if Monica or Fernando can help me with this.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I see 2 people here. One is Mr. Jonathan Gray. I don't know if we can unmute him.
Yes, we can.
Can we? Okay.
Yeah, you can.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Can you please unmute him, because I cannot see him from here?
Oh, hold on a second. Let me see if I can do that. Seems like I'm not the cohort. Oh, let's see.
There's also Andreas Rodriguez who has a raised hand. I see his hand up. Maybe if we can't unmute, we could just have, we could type in the chat something and we could read that.
Yeah, they can do it in the chat too. Because apparently I cannot do that.
I just unmuted Andres Rodriguez. So Andres, can you please unmute yourself now? I just allow you to unmute yourself. Andres, are you with us?
He's there.
Andres, all you need to do is unmute yourself. Oh, okay. Let me see. We got Jorge Euseda. Okay, Jorge, you can unmute yourself. The same goes for Judith Perlaza.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there is Jorge.
Okay. Yeah. One way it has impacted my, my life is that it has allowed me to continue to further my own professional development on, on improving my classes online. Not only my classes online, but just as a, to be able to provide also a project to Honduran teachers. I'm currently teaching Honduran teachers English from Miami. So that's a project that I have, and COVID has in that way has impacted me that I've, given my time to teach teachers down in Honduras English in the evenings. So that's one. And then also to, continue my professional development at a greater level than that I've had before I was going into the classroom.
Okay, thank you so much. We have another contribution from Judith. Let me ask you to unmute yourself.
Okay, good afternoon. Could be for example, for me, like a teacher, but it's very difficult because I don't have or I don't know the virtuals but like my classes, for example. Okay, I have 56 years old, but it's difficult for me to the classes in virtual or the applications or different applications, but it is difficult like the teacher. But in my family, it's very hard the impacted because I don't know or I can see my family in 4 months. Okay, but this can be the impacted. But I think that is another reason could be that I have learned more in these months. Okay, I have learned more the webinars. Okay, could be that I don't know.
Thank you very much, Judith.
Thank you so much.
Now we have Andres. Andres is ready to share. After Andres.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, Andres.
Okay, well, I think this question is addressed to the way that we teachers. Personally, me, I feel that I have learned so much. I have the opportunity to learn different platforms and how to use the applications in order to improve our professional development. So I also take advantage about the time that they stay home because I could finish some personal and professional projects, for example, reading articles, finishing out a master's degree, or doing courses that they are in the short time, but I was able to finish them. In addition, I think that we English teachers have to see the positive side of the impact of COVID-19 because it depends on us about the time that we have. Okay, so through this time, thank you.
Thank you very much. And Annalise, the last one will be Cecilia Gonzalez. I see people who are raising your hands like this. You have to raise your hands in the chat group, okay? Perfect. Cecilia, are you there? Well, I think she's not there, so you can continue, Annalise.
Yeah, actually, I got some very good contributions here on YouTube. So let me read a few. Let me read a few of them.
Perfect. Hello, Juan Carlos. Are you there?
Maybe he's muted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm muted. Yeah, I muted myself. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Let me go back to YouTube. Yeah. Yamini Lescano says that it's a new experience. We are trying our best in order to help our students to be in touch. For some of them, it's better because they feel love going to school. Yeah, Omaira Fuentes says, my life has changed in so many ways. I feel so stressed out every time I have to go out to get groceries. I miss my family as well. Another one from Unit Cell. COVID-19 has impacted my life in many ways, economically and socially, since we are all going through these problems. There are some other, very good contributions, but for the sake of time, we're gonna have to skip them. But thank you so much. We are reading all of them, and we really appreciate them.
Thank you. Thank you for contributing. I want to add two things quickly before we go on. The first is that hopefully with the participants raising their hands and wanting to share, you can see how important it is to give students or participants a voice. And ideally, in a Zoom classroom, I would have put the participants or the students into Zoom breakout rooms so that people in the Zoom could talk in smaller groups. So I like to, again, model two things: how eager everyone is to share and to have a voice, and then how important it is to give students or participants a chance to use the voice in smaller groups. So thank you for sharing. I think this COVID experience has been very hard for all of us, but I like that some are glass half full people and had some positives to share as well. Thank you. So here are my two or three review slides. So we talked about the ways instruction is happening now. So you have the live, the synchronous with Zoom. Then you have the online with an LMS like Edmodo. Then you have something I mentioned last time, the packets, where sometimes students are not able to really effectively go online. And so the packets can be very helpful. And then the blended, and you can have 1, 2, and 3 blended, and that can be very effective. So I want to get you to think about something that's really important. And this is from John Spencer, another one of my online heroes. And he says, don't convert your face-to-face class, transform it, or I'm interpreting what he says. He says, think about the creative and connective capacity of technology to design learning experiences that would have been inconceivable before. So he is looking at this as a positive, that we can design innovative experiences that are better, or at least adding to our students' experiences. And now we're looking at how second language acquisition researchers are talking about motivation. And that's our focus today. So they've identified motivation as one of the most important factors in language learning success. And I want to share just a small piece of my past. In my life, I have studied 6 languages. I do not speak all 6. I did study a little Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. I studied Russian, Hebrew, Latin. I studied French, and I do speak French. And I studied Fongbe, it's an African language, and I do speak that. So I point this out because my motivation to learn French when I lived in France, and my motivation to learn Fongbe when I lived in Africa, it was very high. And that motivation helped me become fluent. So think about the second language acquisition process and how motivation is so important. So I have a clip here. This is a clip that was presented by an English language center. So you'll hear them talk about their center. But I like how they're framing motivation for an English language learner. So I'll stop sharing my screen and I'll let Monica play the clip again.
This roller coaster ride is compared to being on a roller coaster ride with multiple loops. Each loop increases in height as it progresses toward your ultimate goal. This roller coaster ride is very different from other roller coasters you have ridden. You have control over how high you go and how fast you arrive there. In order to arrive at your desired long-term goals and become your future L2 self, we must first have short-term goals. Let's begin with what gets this ride started and moving to your desired educational destination. You begin by deciding to participate in an educational experience. Right now, your educational experience is to learn English at the ELC. The power that drives the cart throughout the entire ride is your own motivation. Whose responsibility is it to get the cart started and moving forward? Who has control over the amount of energy that moves the cart? It is you. You have begun your quest for your long-term goal. You have demonstrated initial motivation. How much motivation do you have right now? Will you be motivated enough to make it up and around the first loop and accomplish your first short-term goal? Let's now discuss the second part of your ride. It will be the hardest but most rewarding part if done well. Going up the loop requires effort. Your motivation must be strong enough to push you up the loop. You must increase the amount of effort you put into your learning. You know that as you put more effort into your learning, you will be able to reach your short-term goal. At this point in the roller coaster ride, you have exerted enough effort to reach the top of this loop. This point on the ride can be the most thrilling and satisfying part. You can experience the high and exhilaration of having achieved something by your own motivation and efforts. You must recognize the results of your efforts and motivation in a positive way. Next, on the way down the other side of the loop, you use your awareness of your efforts to recalibrate and to prepare yourself to reach your next short-term goal. Reaching your next short-term goal will require you to repeat the roller coaster cycle of more motivation, more effort, and increased vision to continue progressing and enjoying this educational roller coaster until you reach your long-term goals and become your desired future L2 self. Your future self is depending on your present self to create it.
So normally here is when I would ask for students to talk about their understanding of the clip with the idea of motivation and effort and recalibrating for results with that idea that that reward pushes you on. So if you think about language learning and how we have motivation to do something, you make the effort, and then there's some kind of a reward that helps to push us forward. And the idea of how, as teachers, we organize short-term goals for our students. And the long-term goal, hopefully, is fluency. So now I want to push our focus a little further here onto this idea of English language learners and the motivation engagement that we can hopefully inspire in our students. So a couple of things here. These are fairly long pieces, long quotes, but what I want to show is that what we are really trying to activate is that passion. So motivation and passion go hand in hand. And today I showed you the things I feel passionate about. There was a reason for that. And then in bold, you can see successful language learning is linked to the learner's passion. And as instructors, we have to find a way to connect to that passion. So again, my own experience learning French in France at 17, living with a host family, was very different from learning Fon when I was in my 20s as a Peace Corps volunteer. But I had a passion for both because I wanted to talk with the people around me in that language. So I had down here, you can see intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. Those are the external factors. And as a teacher, we're trying to activate in our students both the intrinsic and the extrinsic. Perhaps these are terms very familiar for you. So a few more things here. I don't want to read the quotes. I just want to highlight the things that as language teachers, our learners need quality instruction. They need comprehensible input with interaction in order for them to maintain that motivation. And it's helpful if we can
We apologize for these technical issues. Let's give Melissa a moment to come back.
they can sustain the activities. Oh, wait, raise your hand. Are you still sustaining your focus? Sometimes a slide with a lot of text can make the viewer, the participant, lose focus. So another thing here is to acknowledge that learning motivation fluctuates, and you have to really look at each learner, how their interest and their expectation is matching their output. And then as a teacher, how do you adjust? So here, I want to talk about 4 key ideas about how students develop motivation. And these are ideas, again, that I'm sure are familiar to many of you. This is just good teacher education, but certainly it applies to teaching in the online world with online medium. So the autonomy that students have or can feel that they have, the control that they have, empowers them to feel more motivated. The idea that they have self-efficacy or that ability, that competence to be successful also fuels their motivation. I think something the teacher controls a lot is how the students might relate or feel connected to an activity or to the teacher. So that relatedness is something that's more an external factor. And then of course, relevance. So here is the work that we're providing interesting and valuable and useful? How are we organizing what we are teaching? How are we making it as relevant as possible? So these are 4 key ideas that really talk about how students develop a stronger sense of motivation in our classrooms as English language teachers and also in all classrooms. So I wanted to pause here and see if there were questions or thoughts about this idea of how students develop motivation and the concept in general of motivation with language learning, particularly in this case, English language learning, not French or Fongbe. Any thoughts?
Yes, thank you, Annalise. We have some very good comments here. Andres Rodriguez says that motivation is actually the core of language. And Judy is commenting that first the teacher should be motivated in order to motivate their students. It says that thanks to COVID, I have more time to practice with technology and time with my family. Okay. And it says we teachers need to be self-motivated and not wait for others to do it. We are resilient and we are heroes without capes. Thank you very much, Ixa. Excellent comment. I am going to pass it over now to Juan Carlos to see if he has some YouTubers commenting.
We're still waiting.
Okay, very good. It says here, Luis Mijares says that be careful. Too much motivation can become an obstacle. Optimal is better than high. Yeah, interesting comment. Ricardo Roman says, consideration should also be given instrumental as well as integrative motivation. Good idea. Students need to feel supported and cared for. We should be empathetic teachers so they don't feel shy or reluctant. This was a comment by Noemi. Wow, this is a very interesting topic for everyone. I think the younger learners can use extrinsic motivation, but with adults is more intrinsic. Thank you very much, Eva, for your comment. What if students already have wrong motivations related to previous experiences? How we can motivate them appropriately then? That is a question for you, Annalise, from Mary.
Okay, so if I understand the question, if they've had previous experiences where their motivation was kind of killed, maybe they had something that wasn't interesting or disappointing. It's a very good question. Thank you for asking. And I feel like as English teachers, we have students coming into our class who will maybe tell us, I hate learning English. I hate this topic. I would rather be in a science class. And for some reason,
Alice, I'm afraid you're freezing up. Can you please repeat that?
interests. So if my student who just told me I hate English was a science major and he were going
Okay, I think we have lost no, Annalise is right back. Perfect.
I got something here on YouTube about motivation, so I'll be more than glad to share it. It says, we need to be motivated in order to spread that motivation to our students. The way I teach has changed. Well, this is from the previous section. Yeah, I miss being with my students in the classroom. Yeah, that's from the other question. And Omaira Fuentes says the best way to teach language is by motivating students. Gilberto McDonald says motivation is the most important aspect in language acquisition. And Liz Michelle says, I agree with Omaira Fuentes, the motivation is one of the most important aspects to teach a language. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, Monica and Juan Carlos. Let's keep going here. So I wanted to have a short clip to show one way for younger students. We'll just show about a minute of this to stop a Zoom class and have a brain break. And I played one of these earlier, but we'll just do this a very short amount of time.
For a child's heart, body, and mind.
Chilly Chilly from the CD Brain Breaks Action Songs. Let's Move by the Learning Station.
Hands up, chilly, 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 chilly. Hands down, chilly, 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 chilly. Turn around, chilly, 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 chilly. Touch the ground, chilly, 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 chilly.
Come on, everybody, what do you say? Show us how you do the ballet, ballet. Chilly, 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 chilly. Ballet, chilly, 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 chilly.
Hands up, chilly, 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 chilly. Hands down, chilly, 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 chilly. Turn around, chilly, 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 chilly. Touch the ground, chilly, 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 chilly.
Come on, everybody, let's take a chance. Show us how you belly dance, chilly, 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 belly dance, chilly, 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 chilly.
Hands up, chilly, 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 chilly. Hands down, chilly, 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 chili, chili, chili. Turn around, chili, 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 chili. Touch the ground, chili, 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 chili.
Come on, everybody, don't be slow. Show us how you do the tango, tango. Chili, 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 chili. Tango, chili, 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 chili. Hands up,
Chili, 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 chili.
hands down.
Chili, 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 chili.
Turn around,
Chili, 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 chili.
touch the ground.
Chili, 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 chili.
Come on, everybody, this is big. Show us how you Irish jig, Irish jig. Chili, 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 chili. Irish jig, chili, 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 chili. Hands up,
Chili, 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 chili.
hands down.
Chili, 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 chili.
Turn around,
Chili, 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 chili.
touch the ground.
Chili, 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 chili.
Come on, everybody, let's see what you know. Show us how you do the pogo, pogo. Chili, 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 chili. Pogo, chili, 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 chili. Hands up,
Chili, 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 chili.
hands down.
Chili, 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 chili.
Turn around,
Chili, 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 chili.
touch the ground.
Chili, 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 chili.
We'd like to hear from you. What's your favorite chili dance?
I'm ready.
That was so cool. Thank you for sharing, Annalise.
Annalise? Oh, afraid
I think
freezing.
she's frozen.
Yeah.
Well, and for us that
so-
are in Panama, skies is coming apart. It's raining cats and dogs here.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you can listen. Okay, now that Annalise is not here until she comes back, what breaks do you usually take in your classroom? This video was excellent. Do you have any other ideas? You can put them in the comment part. Let's see, we must be creative to motivate our students for sure, Carlota. How do you do it? Do you do any activities in your class, Carlota, that you want to share? It's a motivational video, it's amazing. TikTok, okay, Fatima, that's interesting. How do you use TikTok in your classroom? It is perfect to relax after a busy class, yes. Competition games, perfect. Give me ideas that other teachers can use, not just like competition games, but what kind of games do you use? Let's take advantage of this time to share. Students are tired of home problems. As teachers, we should take this into account and create a nice environment surrounded by confidence and love. Thank you very much, Marcias. Let's see, challenges, games and songs, motivation and passion go hand in hand. Thank you, Annalise. We were sharing and caring here. What do they use in their classes? And they say TikTok, songs, crossword puzzles, guessing games, quizzes activities. We should do or design different funny games. Hangman, it's a very good one. Well, thank you very much for the video. They really liked it, and we have a lot of comments here, so you can continue. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm not sure why my computer says I have very strong connection, and then I keep getting kicked off, but I don't know why. So hopefully we can move forward. Let me share my screen again. We're going to look back at a few pedagogical design principles that are important. So can everyone see? Yes? So engaging design. So you can go back and read through all of the details, but I have bolded the things. So the engaging design, if you're doing a face-to-face, a synchronous or an asynchronous course, and some of you talked about the videos and the clips and the music, all the interactive games, very important. Videos. Here, I'd like to really emphasize this idea that students take on roles that they can design and author and share. This idea of case studies, this is good for older students. And then I am a big firm believer in the theme-based that matches your context. And I'm going to show you an example of that. Also, this idea of gateway assignments. So this is the small chunks to make the learning sort of segmented and step by step. Then the idea of having students make their own discoveries. So you're guiding students to learn, and particularly learn in small groups. They can work together. I've talked before about discussion boards and a sense of community. Some other things to think about are the topics and the readings engaging for the students. Are they current? Do they follow a curriculum? Can you bring in things to enhance? The different roles that students can play if they are in a small group working on a project. Some can be the scribe, some can be the reporter, some can be the researcher. These roles can be mixed up and keep students' attention and also enhance motivation. Something that I believe in very firmly and do all the time, I show examples. So if I give students something I want them to do, I give them an example how to do it. Sometimes the examples are not perfect. And sometimes I ask the student, what could be improved in this example based on the rubric I've given you? I also talked with you about the importance of the peer groups, the small groups. So if this were a Zoom activity with a small class of up to 60 students, however many you might have, breaking them into small groups and having Zoom rooms, so important. And then this idea of the development of metacognition as a way foster engagement by doing these things. And many of you
It appears that we have lost Annalise again. You're right there. Perfect.
I'm not sure why. I'm not moving and my connection says it's so strong. I don't know why it's doing this. I'm very disappointed that I keep having to come back. I'm so sorry. I will try to see if we can find a different spot for Wednesday and Friday that might have a better connection, but I'm right next to the little device here. So I'll continue. One thing you might not think about, if you look at my background, it's all white, but if you're doing a synchronous Zoom class, you can have students put things in the background. You can put things in the background so you have an intentional background. Something I know as teachers, you're already probably very, very good at, and that is giving students a sense of accomplishment when they're learning and designing learning tasks that give them that sense of accomplishment, helping students develop their short-term goals, their long-term goals, providing those pair and those group activities, particularly within Zoom, although my asynchronous classes also have group activities. And then of course, connecting their learning experiences outside of class. So what are the things going on in the world outside of class that they can connect to? So I would like to show you an example here of a theme-based unit that has a very high impact on motivation. It is one of my teaching passions, and that is service learning. So this unit is not my unit. It's an example from a teacher I worked with. I will show you. But I want to make sure everyone understands service learning is a teaching and learning strategy where you have community service and instruction to enrich the learning, to teach civic responsibility, and to strengthen communities. So the theme here is using that service, that community service. And here is the example. So this is Mr. Hilarion Vegba. He is a high school teacher and principal in Benin, West Africa. He is a former Humphrey Fellow at Vanderbilt University. And I've used his example many times. This is an example where he has used the curriculum. It is a very set, structured curriculum for English in high school in Benin. And so in the curriculum, you can see 2 pages here from the actual textbook about the environment. And so he added a service learning themed project. So the environment was already part of the curriculum, and now they identified a local problem, desertification, because of all of the trees being cut down to sell charcoal. These are bags of charcoal. And so he adapted the materials with the regular course textbook, and he added extra discussion and vocabulary. Students did some research. They found some experts to talk to, and the experts could be something so simple as someone selling the charcoal, someone cutting the trees. And then with the whole class, he actually took them to visit a tree nursery operated by the forestry department, and they could watch plant seeds in little pots as their service activity. So I show you this example of a theme-based unit because the advantage is the heightened level of engagement. Students had the textbook. They could have just stayed with the textbook, but instead it was expanded, and the impact was clear. Here are some of the things, the assignment. Things be done virtually? Absolutely. How much were you able to hear and see?
Not so much.
What did you not see?
It just came, so I don't know if the others were able to see it, but if you could repeat the last part, that would be
Okay.
fantastic.
Okay. So, did you get the example? No? Oh my gosh.
Yes, we did, yes.
Okay, so I was just showing you the problem, how the materials were adapted, the actual service activity, and then my question was, these assignments, the writing, the poster, the group presentation, I was asking, could these be done virtually? And I show this example because this is not a virtual activity, and it could be adapted. And it could be used as a way to increase motivation with that theme-based focus using a regular textbook that you already are obligated to use. I think it's very important to be creative with this process. Are you still with me? So now I have pause for questions about this idea of these different pedagogical designs. Questions or thoughts? Or maybe we should just keep going.
Oh, well, yes. There's a lot of people who's having problems with the connection because it's raining very hard here in Panama.
Okay.
The signal is not very good, but let's see. So there are thunders. Thank you, Seki. Okay, what thoughts or questions do you have about pedagogical designs for students' engagement? Do you have any comments or ideas here that you can share in the chat? Nothing here. Juan Carlos, do you have anything in YouTube?
Not yet. We have a 20-second lag, so.
Okay. Maybe I will make this a discussion topic for Edmodo. So they can answer in Edmodo. I want to also.
Luis Mijares, I can see that you're raising your hand, but you have to comment on the comment section, okay? You just have to type your answer. Thank you. Thank you, Annalise. You can continue.
I want to add that I taught and lived for 5 years in West Africa in Benin, and we had beautiful tropical rainstorms, exquisite thunder and lightning. And I understand the moments now that you're experiencing, and I miss them. So here we have a little brain break example. This one, I only want to show 35 seconds to 2:35. It's a kindergarten class.
Do we start here, 32 seconds, or from the beginning?
Yes, 35. Yes.
Okay.
No, 30, that's good.
Today, we're gonna do a scavenger hunt. Do you guys know what a scavenger hunt is? It's where you have to go find something in your house and come show me on your camera, okay? So you're gonna go hunt for some things. So are you ready to go around your house hunting?
Where's the spoon?
Sorry, you know what? Miss Renee found a spoon. Jack found a spoon. Kinsley found a spoon. Woohoo!
I found one.
All right, let's see. Oh, Marky found a spoon.
Oh.
Riley, you found a spoon. Awesome.
Oh, we need a
Good morning, Abigail. Good morning, Emmy.
You're not.
Abigail and Emmy, today we're having a scavenger hunt and everybody's trying to find a spoon. All right. Let's see. Show us your spoon. Show us your spoon. Sonny, did you find one?
Can you find a spoon?
Ooh, I like that we have all sorts of different colors.
Find a spoon.
Super cool. All right. You guys ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Everybody go find a book. Go find a book. Go find a book. I love it. They'll scatter.
I my Toy Story book.
Kinsley, you had a book right next to you. That's awesome. Jack found a book. Amy found a book. Johnny found a book. Show us your books up close so we can see what book you found. Oh, Renee
I got a Toy Story book.
Riley's running around. Riley got one. McKenna got one.
Chicken pug book. Chicken pug book.
All right. Abigail, I see it.
I don't know if Annalise is there, but until she continues, what do you thought about the video? Do you like it? Have you done anything similar in your classes? What other ideas can you share in the chat? Simon says, very good. Thank you, Luis. I did the same activity, but using colors. Thank you, Marcy's. Let's see. What other games or activities have you played with your students? You can share in the comment section. Let's see. Some part of the body. Touch your eyes. Okay, good. Riddles. Wonderful to have kids excited. Yes, cool. You have done it with clothes. That's excellent. With shapes. With school supplies. Very good. Chants. I had a hat. A hat day. How cool. I would love to see pictures of your hat day. Stub your hands. Okay, thank you, Annalise. We were sharing here and they loved the video and they have done similar activities with shapes, colors, items in their house, part of the human body. This was excellent, thank you.
I got something here too. Yeah, a good example of motivation with kids. That's from Kevin Ruiz. Vanessa Quintero says, I love scavenger hunt. I asked my kids to go and find objects with a specific color. Dircia says, oh, I really like the scavenger hunt game. It's a great idea. Yeah, everybody likes a scavenger hunt. Everybody agrees they like it. Yeah.
Oh, wow, this one's interesting. Twister. I've never thought about that before. But they have played Twister with their students.
Oh, there's something here. We had a pet. Yeah, we had a pet day. Yeah. To search images in posters, search for images in posters in my classroom.
Lots of good ideas. Shall I go on?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for your ideas, everyone. They're really excellent. And I would say that as a college instructor, university, I have students do these activities with passages in the book or vocabulary terms. So this is fun with younger students, but with older students, it works well. So there's something I want to add in here. Previously, we looked at this community of inquiry framework for online learners, and we're adding in a new piece, this emotional presence. And I want to talk a little bit now about the role they're socio-emotional learning are some more of these sort of design activity elements. So address the students at the beginning of each session. I heard someone just say, meet your pet or your sibling. Also this idea of flexible scheduling and flexible tasks. Very important in this online world. Today, we've had to be exceedingly flexible with our internet. More things to share to increase student motivation. Idea that you have to have students think about their anxieties and how they deal with them. Personally, I think with COVID, my daughter who's 9, a lot of her friends, you hear their anxiousness about them. This idea of having students do positive self-talk and also modeling your own positive self-talk. And then I mentioned earlier, letting students know it's okay to make mistakes. Another page here, express how excited you are that you're going to learn a new skill, that the class is going to learn a new skill. Some of you talked about brain breaks, the whole body movement idea with the games and the music. And then I think even things like down here, the deep breathing things that help students kind of calm and refocus could be very helpful. Sometimes in my face-to-face classes, I have my students close their eyes and we do a minute of quiet reflection. I can be honest, I have not done that yet in Zoom. I'm afraid they might fall asleep. Mental puzzles, all of these things that support this socio-emotional learning. So I'm going to skip this question. I'm going to add these questions to the Emodo discussion board, But the idea here is, what do you do? And you've been sharing in such a lovely way. So thank you. I want to just talk, before we run out of time, about teachers and their need for self-care. And honestly, at this time, we're focusing on our students, but we also have to see, how do we stay motivated? And the primary way is to take care of ourselves. So here we have this idea of motivation and well-being with physical, social, mental, spiritual, and then your own plan for self-care. So I think most of us could easily explain how we do physical self-care. We might even be able to talk about social self-care, where we have connections, but I'm not sure if we're always thinking so intentionally about mental self-care or spiritual self-care. And it doesn't even have to be religious. I want to point out, it can just be anything that helps you develop a deeper sense of meaning or understanding or connection with the world around you. This emotional self-care, acknowledging and expressing your feelings, I think that this has been a good opportunity in the chat and sharing to convey some emotional issues about teaching online. However, I really think that if I can leave you with one thing about teacher self-care today, it's that you have to have your own self-care plan. And that plan should include your own community of practice, your own group of teachers that offer support. So again, another question about how teachers can do self-care and how that enhances your motivation. And I think that this is an excellent opportunity for participants to share their strategies. I have strategies, but I'd like to hear your strategies.
Okay, let's wait for people to comment. Okay, we're going to explain later how you can log into Edmodo, so don't worry about that part. It says teacher Stacy that she uses stickers, rewards, but I think it's self-care that we're talking about.
For teachers, for teachers.
Yeah, for teachers. Oh wow, this one is good. Get enough sleep. Augusto says that he needs to get enough sleep. Alexander does yoga. He practices some yoga. Instead of finding time to sleep, exercise and eat healthy, meditate, sing, and dance. Thank you, Fanny. Ixa says that she listens to music throughout the day and dancing. Anita likes dancing. Teacher Stacy works out. They watch movies, meditation. A teacher must take care of their mental health and physical state. That's very true, Vivi. Dance marinera. I don't know what that one is. And play board games, reading. I like listening to music. And I want to share my personal experience, Annalise, is that I have to let my students know that I am also human and that I have a life outside the classroom. I don't know if you do these, but I tell them, like, please just keep in mind that I have a life, and if I don't answer you immediately, it's because I am doing something else. So what I try to do is that just let them know that I am going to be available for them, but also that I have other things going on. And they know that Sundays are for me and they cannot text me or anything because they will be ignored. So I just tell them in advance so they don't feel offended or anything. And I also like meditation. Rosario says that she likes driving her car and listening to music while we're in quarantine. So you shouldn't be doing that. It says that students need a lot of motivation, especially mindfulness, yoga, and music, exercising. So those are the comments that I have here, Annalise.
And I think the next slide, if you want to play the clip, is an example of teachers are sharing something very joyful that they can make for students, share with students to express self-care. So the
Okay.
next one.
I got some comments here in YouTube.
Oh, okay, go for that, yes.
Yeah. This is good. I recorded my online classes from the videos. I learned a lot. Even gestures I didn't know I used to do. I mean, yeah. In the resting midterm time, I take advantage to search for information in English in order to enhance my vocabulary. Spending time doing some of your hobbies. Yeah, there's another one. Kevin says vocabulary. Let me see. Jihad says eating healthy, listening to my favorite music. Somebody else here says I listen to my favorite music and I read the scriptures. Suleika says cooking, dancing, reading, watching movies. Dilcia says, well, I try to get enough sleep. Do Zumba and listen to music, watch series on Netflix, and the list goes on. So thank you so much for those lovely contributions.
Okay, so the next slide is a quick brain break here. I think Monica's going to play it for us.
Yeah, I didn't find that video, but let me.
Oh, okay. Okay, it's a teacher video that the teachers from the school made, and they were dancing and doing karaoke to the Whitney Houston song. And I thought it's a fun idea that if teachers are friends, they could make something and then share it and use it as a brain break in their class. So it's a fun idea.
Okay, yes, I think I have it here. Just let me see if it's this one. Oh no, it's Whitney Houston only.
It's okay, it's okay. It'll be it. They can go back and watch it. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so here I have another clip. This one is games, and I think you have all been talking about the different games that you've been using. So I see Monica's sharing her screen. This is good.
I have it here. Just let me share the audio.
Correctly, so it's regular normal charades played online. Game number 4 is called What's That Sound? You can use sounds off of your computer, off of your phone, off of stuff that you found around your house, but make a funny sound where people cannot see the object. And then the players will guess, and whoever guesses the sound correctly wins the game. Game number 5 is called Storyteller. You're going to mute all the players except for yourself. You're going to begin with a short sentence, the beginning of the story, and then you will unmute the other players and they will take turns adding a sentence to that story until all the players have had a chance to say part of the story.
Okay, and then I think is this one, right? Okay.
It's a memory game. You're gonna need a cookie sheet for this and your magnets off your refrigerator. Go get those. Go get those right now. Put your magnets, they will stick right onto that cookie sheet. Give all the players 30 seconds to look at your magnet and then take one away. And players have to guess which magnet is missing. What did it look like? I wonder, can we remember what was actually on this cookie sheet? On this cookie sheet? On this cookie sheet. Game number 17, Mad Libs. I'll leave a link in the description box down below of a free site, not my own, somebody else's, of some Mad Libs stories, and just fill out a Mad Lib story together. Number 19 is a talent show. But don't do any prep. I mean, you could.
Okay. Oh. Let me see. Oh yes, Annalise is here. Oh, you're muted.
I am, yes. I was telling you to stop the clip. I said, everyone, you can stop. I was talking about the clip. I'm sorry. Okay, Monica. Thank you. So those were some more examples about ideas. There are many, many of these. And I want to show you, I have some bonus material here that I added. I wanted to show you on the next few slides. So this next slide, I think is important. This is a graphic of Zoom ground rules. And the links are here, so you can also use these and then cite them. I think these are important to establish ground rules because when we're working on motivation, it only is successful if everybody follows the ground rules. Another bonus here is a link to some more activities. And these are things that are covered in that clip, and then many things you already do, but I think it's helpful to see them. And then I wanted to point out, we're going to work a little bit more next time with some work from John Spencer. And John Spencer has some amazing materials. And I use a lot of this project-based and problem-based learning. We're not going to listen to these today. I think these are resources that you can use. And then I have some more bonus resources here. So I wanted to kind of end with all of these different resources for you to look at, different pages. And then I have my links so that you're able, whoops, there. I have two links here so that you're able to see where the sources are from. You can see the links. And I think we could play this clip about the Wonder Day. I think we have a little time, or we could just go back and see if anybody else had something to share. But I hope that this focus on motivation was something that will make you feel motivated to do two things: take care of yourself and also think about how you can transform this online world that you will be teaching in so that your students will feel motivated to learn, even when it's challenging with COVID. So I'm not sure if anyone has questions, Monica or Juan Carlos. Oh, you're muted, Monica.
Sorry, this happens.
Okay, I do it too.
Yeah, are asking about the materials. So I'm going to repeat, everything's going to be posted, some discussion questions, the videos and the resources, they are going to be posted in Edmodo. Please do not send me your emails. You can go directly to Edmodo and join with our code. I'm going to explain it later, but you can continue. I don't know if you have any questions regarding the presentation.
Somebody here says if those games are adaptable to Teams.
Everything can be adapted to a team.
Yeah, I think the person means Microsoft Teams. Yeah, that was basically the same thing as Zoom. Yeah.
Well, you're receiving now tons of love again. They're saying thank you very much. Excellent presentations. And please do not send me your emails. I am not going to send you the presentations. You have to go directly to Edmodo, my loves. Annalise, if you allow me, I can share them how to access Edmodo just very quickly. Let me just share my screen. Okay, loves, you go to edmodo.com. Well, my internet is a little bit slow, but if you go to Edmodo, you go to your classes, and I already added my class, but you can create a new class or add a class to your classes, and it's this one, Digital Skills for the 21st Century, online based. And you have here everything that you need to know. And also here in folders, you will find the different workshops. This workshop has not been uploaded yet, but it's going to be uploaded in the future. Juan Carlos is sending you the guidelines right now so you can see how everything goes. Please do not send me your emails. Go directly to Edmodo. In your classes, you join here. Our class is WAWP75. This is the class code, and you will see the folders. And here in the folders, you will see everything from workshop number 1 You have the a PowerPoint, and you have the YouTube link, so you can rewatch it. But yes, everything's going to be here in Edmodo. And also, please remember that we are going to issue certificates if you participate in all the workshops at the end during the next weekend. So please join Edmodo and participate in our discussions. Annalise is back, so I am going to give her the word.
Okay, I'm unmuted.
Yes, you are.
Okay, so I just want to say a final thought about motivation and how essential it is for all of us in every aspect of our life. And I hope that by being together here, we look at a few pieces of information from research or from articles, but hopefully it will give you some motivation to think deeply about this topic and see how it applies to you and your classroom. Because I share my experiences, but your experiences are valid and your ideas are absolutely worthwhile. So maybe this is a small motivation to think about motivation and see how you can enhance it. So that's my final message. Hope to see you on Wednesday. We'll talk about classroom management in the online world. Thank you.
Thank you, Annalise. See you on Wednesday.
Thank you, Monica. Thank you, Juan Carlos. Thank you, everyone.
Hi, Annalise. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Please, everybody stay. I'm going to share something really nice with you.
Juan Carlos, I needed to add something. For some people have been having some trouble trying to engage with the Edmodo class. I think the platform reacts to the capital letters. So please try to do it in small caps all the time, because sometimes that might be tricky. So I remind you again to join us on Edmodo. It's very important because all the material has been it's been put together there. So you will find every session's material, and you will be able to pull it from there. So thank you very much, and stay with Juan Carlos. He's gonna tell us something important too. Thanks.
Juan Carlos.
Sorry. Yeah, I just shared a link that says Reload Panama and in parentheses American English. Yeah, that's our contact list at the U.S. Embassy. So in case you are interested in receiving tons of free resources, opportunities, etc., please feel free to fill out that form. It takes only like 1.5 minutes, and it really pays off. So we'll be sharing information with you. Yeah. Let me see. I think I sent it to only one person. Let me send it again. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there's a link. So feel free to fill it out, and you won't regret it. I promise. Yeah, and you're gonna get access to our newsletter. If there are some grants or so, we'll be sharing that with you. Lots of courses and resources. So feel free to fill it out. Well, we'll be in touch. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. See you on Wednesday. Remember, we are going to be live on Wednesday at 4:30. Thank you very much. See you. Bye.
Aren't we taking a picture today? Monica's in charge of that part.
Okay. Are we taking pictures? Okay. Nice.
Just say hi. All right. Here we go again. Hold on 1 second. We're sending it. Let's do it again. We got so many people that we have to move pages on Zoom. Sorry about that. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Thank you very much, guys, for coming and being here. We hope to see you next session. Remember, next session is not tomorrow. We have Edmodo sessions tomorrow. So any consultation or anything, just go there and drop us a line. And feel free to download any documents and things that you will find there. So thank you and bye-bye.
Bye.